This is Rick Tobin from Premier Hotel Realty, and I have the honor of having with me Yvonne Halling in the UK. She is a bed and breakfast coach. And why don't you introduce yourself, say something about what you do, Yvonne.
Hi Rick, thank you very much for having me on your live stream here. My name is Yvonne Halling, bed and breakfast coach. I specialize in helping independent hospitality businesses worldwide to add between 23% and 100% to their income within one season. Clients typically experience unexpected outbursts of joy and a dramatic rise in confidence.
Well, that's wonderful. And you are in the UK. Is your information applicable to outside the UK?
Yes, I am based in the UK, but I work with clients worldwide. My business is 100% online, and I've worked with clients on all continents of the world. So the information is universal, and it's also quite specific.
So Yvonne, you got specific information, but we are in some crazy times right now. Can you give hotel owners and you also, I know, work with bed and breakfast. I know the information from what I've seen is transferable. What should they be doing now in this crazy times of COVID-19?
Well, in the lockdown, which we're still in the UK, and in other places around the world, I think in the US, in many states, they're still in lockdown. Your biggest job right now during this lockdown is to keep communicating with your past guests. That means letting them know that you care about them and you're thinking about them in terms of, how they're doing and how you are doing as well. The second thing is to make sure that you're offering them ways to support you. This has been a huge revelation for my client groups on Facebook, is that people who've stayed with you, particularly independents, you have some kind of relationship with them and they want you to carry on with that relationship. So if you're struggling and you're running out of money, or you've run out of money, and you don't know how to make any more money because you can't take bookings because you don't know when the lockdown is going to be lifted, then I would encourage you to set up some way that your past guests can support you. What we've been doing is we've been setting up online shops, online gift shops, with an array of products that guests have already experienced at the hotel, at the property, that bring back the emotional connection when the guests re-experience them. And we've had an incredible success with this. Having an online shop is like a key piece of your online marketing strategy, and at this time can really come into its own. I mean, in my experience, everybody needs a shop, and it's one of the things that I help people to set up when I work with them. I help clients to set up an online shop. But at this point in time, your online shop can really come into its own. Give people good reasons to buy stuff from you because they can't book rooms. Give people a good reason to buy from you, and let them know as subtly as you can, but in a leadership type way, that this is when we get to support each other. This is how we do it. We trade with each other and we support each other. And you can also, in your online shop, you can also include products from other local businesses who are also on lockdown, who are also struggling. And then that you set yourself up as the leader in your community and offer to help them sell their products to your guests, if they're related, if they are relative to your property and to the experience that you offer. Don't try and sell things that have nothing to do with your property. Sell things that are in integrity and in alignment with the experience that you offer. So let me give you an example. If you are a property that does wedding events, for example, then what could you sell that would be related to the wedding event? Maybe you've got clients who've postponed their weddings, or maybe you've had guests in the past who are planning their wedding and can't do it right now, but they're in your world, right? They're in your world already, and you already have a relationship with them. And your job right now is to build on that relationship first, and then offer them ways in which they can support you.
So I'm here in sunny South Florida, and I'm in an area called Lauderdale by the Sea, Pompano Beach. We have a lot of small boutique hotels, 20 to maybe 50 rooms. We are a beachside community. You have any thoughts for South Florida and products maybe that people might be looking into, or how to keep connected with our guests here?
Okay, so are you in lockdown? Are you in lockdown?
We are in semi lockdown.
Okay, so people can't move around freely.
We can move around, but we're wearing masks in stores. I'm in an area called Broward County, or three counties to the south in Florida, have less ability to go out, shall we say? But they are starting to slowly open certain things to see what the effects are, and it's a trial and error basis right now.
Okay, so we'll move on to what you can be doing to reopen up in a second. But if we go back to the online shop, the products that sell best are the products that are associated with your property and invoke the emotional connection that your guests have already experienced with you. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. And because this area is particularly, it's interesting that people come back to this area, they stay at the same hotel year after year after year. But I don't see a lot of hotel owners doing what you're suggesting, which is great advice, which is to keep in touch with those people when they're gone, and to send them or have them items that they might be able to show to their friends. So their friends might consider a vacation here. Something like, and I think maybe like a bottle of wine with a private label for your area, because what are you going to do? Ideally, you're going to share that with friends. And if it says XYZ Hotel, the Driftwood, the Windjammer, whatever, you're going to tell people about that hotel where you always go every year, once or twice a year. And hopefully that's going to really generate not only interest, but tremendous amount of goodwill.
Absolutely, and the goodwill is really, really important. The thing about the wine is really interesting, actually, because everything that they've experienced at your property, if they've drunk the wine, for example, everything that they've experienced, even down to the toiletries and the cosmetics that you provide in the bathrooms, has a story. It has a story. And your job as the proprietor of the hotel is to keep telling that story and regenerate the emotional connection from that story. So with the bottle of wine, they will buy the bottle of wine from you if you can sell online, and they will enjoy that bottle of wine with friends, and they will tell the story of their experience with that wine at your property. And that's what you've got to focus on if you want to keep the emotional connection going. Because let's face it, it takes a lot of effort and hard work to get a guest, right? There's a lot of things, a lot of hoops that they go through to find you, and you've likely paid some commission to get that guest. But once you've got that guest, they're yours, and your job is to keep that guest for as long as you possibly can, and to maintain the reasons why they come back. Because people are distracted these days, and there's so much choice out there. We should never take it for granted that they're going to keep coming back year after year. And even if they do, never take it for granted that they will. You want them to be telling the story of your place in the privacy of their own homes, with their networks, with their friends, with their families, as often as possible. And your job is to give them reasons on how to do that.
So, and I'd like to add to that tip about the story, because one of the things that we're talking to hotel owners, and of course we're selling hotels, buying and brokering hotels, but we're telling people, frankly, I guess maybe it's the obvious, if you can afford to make improvements right now to your hotel, now's the time to be doing that. while you have the downtime, while you don't have guests there, you can be doing those things if you're financially able to upgrade your property to whether it's blacktopping the driveway, whether it's some minor room upgrades, some of those things. And the second effect of that is it helps our economy because somebody needs a job doing whatever you need done. But as to the story, take pictures, go online, put it on your page, because those people that come there every year, they want to see that and they want to connect and they want to know what's going on, and that engages them. And frankly, they're all stuck in their home somewhere in the world, and they're starving for something to look at, something to read, something to view. And if you can connect them with your property, then they're going to be itching to take that vacation when they can and when the world returns to normal. And this will be history one day. The question is, how are you going to write your own history to all these owners, right?
Exactly. And what you're doing right now during this, this period, this strange and interesting period, will dramatically affect on how you come through this in the long run after it's over.
All right, great tips and great thoughts, and hopefully we'll be able to do this more, Yvonne. And I enjoy the information you've got. Yvonne has a lot of information online, a lot of coaching tips, a lot of ideas. I didn't get into, and Yvonne didn't get into her background at all, but she's got a tremendous. Can I go ahead, because I've seen a little bit about it. So Yvonne had a bed and breakfast in Champagne, France. Correct me if I get any of this wrong. I'm going to do the short version.
Sure.
And her husband had a great job until he didn't, in selling champagne at one of the major companies. And Yvonne had a bed and breakfast that was a hobby that she turned by necessity. She had to learn how to make money out of that. So the short story, without getting into all you can go on her site and find the longer version, but she figured out how to make that into a real business and how to make money. And that's her business now, is not only that, but sharing with other people in the bed and breakfast industry how to do it and how to save them from making mistakes and how to get them on the right path. So I appreciate your input and you going on here, Yvonne. That's going to help a lot of my clients and my people in my business and in my groups. And we'll share this and tell them how to get in touch with you if they want to get in touch with you.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Rick. Well, I've got a YouTube channel. There's lots of video information on the YouTube channel. My website is bedandbreakfastcoach.com. You can go on there and get lots of free resources on there. I'm on LinkedIn, Yvonne Halling. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook, of course. I have a group called the Bed and Breakfast Owners Group. Yeah, we have plenty of stuff going on, plenty of resources for you to tap into, for you to find out what you need to know.
So you can get in touch with Yvonne all those ways. And if you want to talk hotels, you want to brainstorm with me about valuation or issues, you have ideally a Florida hotel or something in the United States, love to talk to you about that. I'm Rick at Premier Hotel Realty is my email, and we've got a bunch of Facebook groups. It's Premier Hotel Realty is the company, and I look forward to doing more of these and to talking to people online and sharing information that helps everybody come out of this as financially and healthy as possible. So thanks so much.
Thanks, Rick.